Oof. Let me see if there's somebody else on here. Hey everybody, welcome back. See, I'm cleaning out a couple of people here. I try to accept as many friend requests as I can, but dude, I'm pretty sure that guy's not played in years. I do need to save some spaces for people who want to do the coaching stuff, though. Hey, what's up, Maverick? Ooey Gooey. Real Greek Freak. Danny and Korean Man. Hello. Thanks for showing up. Hopefully we can get a little momentum. We did win a few in a row at the end of last stream, so hopefully we're... Thanks, Andrew. I appreciate it, friend. Yeah, I got a bit of a late start. I went out to dinner with my wife, and I spent a lot of the day just doing channel stuff and running around, doing some school stuff too. Did a couple of coaching sessions earlier. I'm just going to ban Soraka. I think someone else will ban Graves. So that's my hope. Hey, thanks, Disciple. I appreciate it. Okay, cool. I'll look at that afterwards, Maverick. Did you figure out how to use that software I was talking about, or did you do something else? The Prophecy. I like it. Nice, congrats. Ha! I like it. I thought it was funny. Alright, I'm gonna wait a second in case there was a troll over there. Or they were arguing or something. Hey, Iona. Or Loanna. Nice, congrats. Yeah, she's great. Lulu's awesome. I mean, I've had Lulu on my S-Class list for like 3 patches. I've thought that she's awesome, and finally pro players are figuring it out. I mean, what happened this patch is they nerfed lethality enough to where auto attack champions are stronger, and so now they're playing auto attack champions, and then they're playing Lulu with it. But I mean, I think they could have done that last patch also. They're a little late to the party in my view. Well, I'll take a look at it, Maverick, and we'll figure it out. Hey, what's up, Guillaume? It has been a little while. Welcome back, friend. Hey, what's up, Exhibition Master? Hopefully I can do another guide maybe tomorrow or the day after that. I'm not sure what it'll be, but I want to do something else. I do want to do a Tom Kinch, the only support streamer. That's pretty close. That's pretty good. There's not a lot. There's not a lot out there. The best and only. Yeah, I started using this Lul Replay 2 software. I'm not sure with the new client you might be able to save replays on your own, but that's how I'm going to do the coaching sessions now. It's just some kind of... People just get me a replay of it, and then I can look it over. And I think that's just easier, because then we don't have to coordinate times or schedules or anything, and you can make sure it's a good game that you send me, like one that you want me to look at. Because, you know, I can do it live, and just like observe you using the observation thing, which is what I did with Mason, but we just happened to stumble into a good game with Mason, the one that's on the channel so far. But, you know, if someone goes 0-10 top lane, like, yeah, I can give you some tips during your laning phase and stuff like that. but there may not be many team fights or rotations or anything like that. It just might not be a very meaningful game. You know, if you have like 2 people that are raging at each other and go AFK or something like that. You know, and I won't have time, unfortunately, to sit there and, you know, watch like 4 games until you get a good one. You know what I'm saying? So I think that being able to choose the game that you want me to look at is helpful. And then also, you know, if you want help on a specific champion, so let's say that you want to play Sona or something, and you want my help with that. Well, if they ban Sona or pick Sona when I'm watching live, then it's not going to be the champion that you want. So I think just being able to choose the game and record it yourself as a replay, and then, you know, just submit me one that you're happy with, where, you know, you felt like a good candidate for that is one where you felt like you did really well, perhaps, but you still lost the game, and you just want some tips on like how maybe that happened. It could be one that you didn't think you did well in too. I mean, you decide. It's up to you. But I just think that giving you more control over that is good, and then also I can get it back to you faster. I have a better turnaround time if we don't have to set up our schedules together. Especially for the international people, you know, because I know it can be hard to set up if you... I have one wonderful viewer in Australia who's wanted some coaching for a little bit, and it's hard to coordinate because he does, you know, sometimes he doesn't get home until, you know, 3 or 4 in the morning here, and I could wait up for a little bit, but I can't stay up for too long, you know, and it can just be hard to coordinate that. So I think the replay system is probably the best direction to go in. Huh, nice. That's great, Exhibition Master. Okay, so he wants Kog'Maw. Lulu's banned. So I'm just gonna go Janna, I think. If you just keep Kog'Maw safe, usually he just takes over at the end of the game.
The Tempest is at your command.
I could do Zyra, but no one here really fits with Zyra. Zyra's fallen out a little bit. I mean, she's still extremely powerful, but I've had a bit more success on Janna and Lulu as of late because of the kind of AD carries that people are picking. There's the burst champions like the Misfortunes, the Varus, the Ashe, the Jhin. These champions are becoming a lot less popular. Like these early game burst type of champions. And so just having that scaling from the Janna helps a lot with the auto attackers. It looks like it's Janna this time, yeah. Keep in mind, I don't have a lot of intel there. Like, the only thing that I know... Well, actually, my team gave me quite a bit of intel about our team. Which I appreciate. But we didn't know much about their team, so... I had to pick just a generalist pick that's pretty good into most things. So, Janna works pretty well with everything that I saw here. If he switches over and goes Jhin or something, that's going to be bad. Hopefully he sticks with Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw's a little dangerous against Vi and Nautilus for sure, but I think I can peel enough. Pretty good compositions on both sides, I think. Hopefully it will be a good game. Fiora does well against tanks, typically. Kog'Maw should be able to beat Vayne up later in the game because he has more range. I'll outscale Thresh. I'm not sure about Wukong versus Gragas. Hopefully tomorrow I can get a haircut too. That would be glorious. Well, Lulu was banned. So yeah, Lulu would have been better with Kog'Maw, but the enemy team banned Lulu. I don't know though. It's tough to say. Like, I didn't have perfect information. If I just knew that they had Gragas. Wait, who's their jungler? Oh, Vi, that's right, that's right. If I knew they just had Gragas, I probably would have picked Lulu. But with perfect information, like knowing what everybody picked here, I think that Janna's better. Because they just have too much dive for Lulu. Like, Gragas, Vi, and Nautilus can all get on this Kog'Maw pretty easily. So having the extra movement speed, you know, off of the W is nice, but that's not going to help Kog'Maw escape a Vi ult or a Nautilus ult. So I'm just going to have to blow everyone else back and just heal him through it. Probably both of those. But yeah, I would have picked Lulu first if she hadn't been banned, just in the dark against Kog'Maw. But I think it actually worked out in our favor that I have Janna. We do have quite a bit of threat. Janna also helps protect Xerath pretty well. For poke. Like, it's just really hard to dive through a Janna. The extra shield is also good on Fiora, because Fiora scales with AD and that turns into true damage, so that's pretty good. And she's good with Wukong, because he scales really hard off of AD also. So I think the AD shield on Janna, on these two other caster champions, like, Wukong really doesn't care about attack speed. Like, the speed up would be nice to help him get in there, but that's usually not a problem. So having the extra damage that I can put on the Wukong engage is also nice. So I think overall Janna's probably better for what we ended up picking. Alright, Jolly. Well, I'll probably cut my hair. I'll keep the beard, but I'll cut my hair a little bit tomorrow. Minions have spawned. So we'll see. I might be able to make some of these coaching sessions public too. We'll see. I'm awaiting some responses from people. But if I do, I know a lot of people like the other one, the Mason section, and I'll try to see if I can make a whole playlist of people that volunteer their coaching sessions to be public. So yeah, the Mason one, it's not even on a playlist, and it got like 800 views, which is pretty good. So I think there's definitely a lot of people that are interested in watching those. Hey, what's up, Cody? So we should have the advantage early. Sure, I'll trade a couple autos. So that's one where I can actually shield an auto a couple of times. And they're going to hit 2 right after this thing, so we got to... Yeah, he wasn't respecting that enough. He should have been running back sooner. Once they get the 3 melee minions, if you get a whole wave, then whoever gets the first 3 melee minions hits 2 first. So you really have to be aware of that. So he blew a flash because he didn't know when that was going to happen. You saw me, I started running away because I knew they were going to get it first. But he didn't, so... If Thresh hooks him, it could be a problem, but... Yeah, he's just not autoing enough. Yeah, don't like that. Getting out farmed a little bit, not a lot, but... Yeah, he really needs to learn how to dodge hooks. I mean, I knocked up the Thresh to give him time, so he should have been able to maneuver out of that. Yeah, we shouldn't be getting bullied out by this much. But it is what it is. He's just basically letting Vayne free farm. A lot of this stems back from him not respecting the level 2 all-in from Thresh. And Wukong might be able to come over here and make a play. It's a Nautilus. I'm gonna have to flash his hook probably. Hit him! Hit him, Cog! Oh my god, Cog, please. Okay, thank god for this Xerath. Nah, if Cog would have just landed a couple more autos in there. I know he's low, but you gotta get tough sometimes. Well, thank God that Xerath roamed. I feel like we should have had a triple there, but... And Fiora TP'd to lane, and Nautilus TP'd bottom. You know what I'm gonna say about that? If anyone's ever watched this stream, don't TP to lane. If fortunately, like if Xerath hadn't roamed there, they would have gotten a free kill and saved some kills off of Jeez, fucking Christ. Are you kidding me, Kog'Maw? Yeah. I'm ONG also. You literally let her walk right up to you and land 3 auto attacks. Because you didn't want to back an extra little space to get to the tower. That's so frustrating. I mean, how much longer does it take to walk from here to here? Was that 1 second? Or back in a bush, just somewhere, you know? Yeah, he's stronger than Vayne. He should be. Like, Vayne has almost no range. If he activates his W... Oh, jeez. Seriously, Kog'Maw? Well, I guess she got boots too, so... The level of play has definitely degraded a lot over the last 2 days. Just somewhere along the line over the last like 2 days, it seriously feels like we're just not even playing the same game anymore. In terms of like just the items people are getting and like their level of play, it's just very different.
Upon the wind.
But I mean, we'll get it back. It's just gonna take a little while. I really don't like Boots Rush. Like, if Vayne actually got a BF sword right there instead of Boots 2, if she don't like Boots 1 BF, we'd be in major, major trouble. Early Boots is really bad for the vast, vast majority of the time. Because you're giving up. Like, really, honestly, if you're not getting a BF sword, and the other person does get a BF sword, it's big trouble early on. I am not a believer in these Vamp Scepter into Bork builds. I just think Bork is bad on most champions. Like, the only exception is, like, definitely it's better on Ezreal and it's questionable on Lucian, because Lucian doesn't need attack speed. But you're giving up a lot. if you go Vamp Scepter or Boots 2, or, I mean, the Serrated Dirk is acceptable early on if you're going a lethality build. But if it's not Serrated Dirk and it's not, if it's not Serrated Dirk, it's not Sheen, or it's not BF Sword, it's a big problem early on. Vamp Scepter is not acceptable. Because they don't have poke. Like, it's all-in damage that they're doing most of the time. Either Thresh lands a hook or he doesn't. I don't know. Vamp Scepter is just too... You're sacrificing too much power for safety. I'm gonna try to get hooked here because Wukong's here. Alright, they gotta kill him for it to be worth. Okay, there we go. That's worth. Because they're gonna get 2 kills, and they're gonna... She's gonna miss, like, at least 5 minions at tower. Hey, thanks for the sub, Devin. I appreciate it. I can't see it on the screen if you're new to the channel. I have to, like, click over and look on the laptop. Yeah, a lot of people are late and don't prep as much as they should for objectives. The biggest thing for me is just champs. Like, people aren't... They just aren't playing the competitive champions and they aren't building them in optimal ways. Because everyone's trying out the new stuff right now. I think that's the big thing. And 7.5 has a bunch of Fool's Gold in it. Oh, this is going to be bad. I'm going to get trapped in here, probably. Nah, I'm probably dead. Maybe... I got to keep going. This is going to be rough. They might... Yeah, they're going to clean him up. I think they're going to get him. They chased me too hard. So, I should have watched a little more carefully before I jumped over that wall. Thresh was there. Oh god, what? How did that happen? Oh, one more, baby. We've got to wait till that cooldown finishes. Oh, we've got the speed up. Oh, he had to fake the wrong way. I think he's got him. Come on, baby. One more. Yes. Okay, there we go. So, I can't say I planned all of that. I should have just, I don't know. I was in a bad situation. I went to ward deep when it really wasn't that safe.
An enemy has been slain.
Upon the wind.
Yeah, I don't think we can do it. Maybe.
Breathlessly.
Alright, yeah, Kog'Maw's getting pretty big now. Ninja Tabbies are okay. I guess that's good, because they do have a Vi, and that's kind of unavoidable damage. Oh, no, I need to sweep. Yeah, I think I can get out in time. I don't know, Mega. Maybe, but it's not like people are playing. It's game knowledge stuff. Like, it's not. I mean, that could. I don't think young people are necessarily bad at League of Legends, though. That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, I don't see a lot of, like, excessive raging, more so than usual. It's just bad picks. Like, people just are picking a lot of Ezreal, a lot of Lucian, and they're trying out Blade of the Ruined King on everything. I think I saw a Blade of the Ruined King rush Caitlyn or something yesterday. People just forgot how to play when patch 7.5 came out, I think. Well, they're probably going to get top for it, but they're going to dive us down here. Whoa, really? 2 on 1. Holy crap. So we outplay the teleport, survive it. They both die top to a single Vi. And now enemy gets Infernal Dragon and 2 kills. Wow. I mean, I guess I jinxed myself. I said people aren't playing that poorly mechanically, and then... Holy crap, that was just astronomically bad. So, we don't get a tower, they get the first tower, and they get Dragon, and they get 3 kills. And Wukong dies with his ult. I mean, game's still winnable, but that's rough. That's rough. Guy decides to hold his, like, 1 minute cooldown ult, and it basically gives the enemy team about 3,000 gold. Worth of stuff. The junglers aren't really that aggressive, honestly. The junglers are very tame now compared to how they were, like, for the rest of the season. Like, people are picking much more chill junglers. Like, no one's picking Rengar, no one's picking Kha'Zix. People are picking Ezreal because they see pro players picking Ezreal. That's what the deal is. And they can't play him like pro players can play him. Like, the thing is that people still want poke-style champions and they don't have Varus anymore. That's what the deal is. But, I mean, there's not anything we can do about it. I mean, it's got to keep going. But just for the record, that's really bad. Don't dive and die. You cannot give up a kill in a 2v1, and especially not 2 kills in a 2v1. Get up there and punish him, dude. He just missed his hook. Shit, I should have redemption in there somewhere. Xerath died. 1-on-1 in the middle again. Yeah, I should have cast the redemption as soon as Vi showed up. Did she have Moby boots? That was fast.
As you wish.
I mean, this Cog really needs to put his head down and attack. Like, if he were to just attacked... Like, I think Wukong went in and Cog just wasn't even hitting anybody. He was just running away. He's just playing way too passively. But yeah, I should have redemption. Like, as soon as Vi showed up, I should have redemption somewhere near the tower. And then just made a run for it. And definitely should not have given Vayne that angle on me to pin me into the tower. I didn't think she had the angle to do it. I just want Draven on my team every game. Dravens know how to get aggressive.
Breathlessly.
God, and he's dead. Yeah. Well, I guess he got a kill back. They're all missing. I can't. I want to go clear the pink out of the tri-bush, but Vi's missing.
As you wish.
Vi goes Blood Razor. I don't know. This Vi's going the correct stuff.
An ally has been slain.
Kazakh's. I don't know. Yeah, maybe in the pro meta. I think they honestly are just taking him. I don't even think he's that good unless your name is like Bang. Like, I haven't seen a lot of that many, like, Americans do that well with him in pro play.
Upon the wind.
Fiora's just getting crushed. She does have a lot of CS. I know, I've got it. Every lane's losing now. We really needed to punish bottom a lot more. I mean, that was basically a game-deciding oops top lane when they lost. When 2 people died, they got Infernal and first tower blood. That was just so massive. Does he have crit? I guess she got critted by the hurricane.
In harmony.
Alright, here we go. What's she getting? I mean, if she just gets a couple more items.
As you wish.
Enemy rampage.
We can't. Fiora just keeps teleporting to lane. Damn it. Oh, just leave.
Swiftly.
We're just getting out macroed big time. People just don't understand how to move in solo queue.
Upon the wind.
Yeah, you cannot go bottom. They're gonna take Baron if you do that. Like the only person who can go bot is someone with a teleport right now, and our teleport person just keeps teleporting to lane even though it's like 24 minutes into a game.
Breathlessly. Swiftly.
It's a 2 or bot. I mean,
With
call, get your ass over here. Jesus Christ. I mean, that can't happen.
Shut down. Your turret has been destroyed.
I mean, you can't win a game where they can get away and just keep winning 2v1s. Like, Vi killed somebody. They had 2 people up there. Vi killed somebody. Now, Vi's around here. Okay, she's over there. Alright, well, at least they can't Baron, so that'll give us time to stall out the bottom inhibitor.
breathlessly. Upon the wind.
Quarter brother. That's right.
With ease.
Yeah, I mean, like, our big problem this game is they're getting away with, they just have much more map pressure. Like, they have 2 people bottom, so if they actually kill the Vi top and our Wukong lives and we get Baron way before that, like when they're going for our inhibitor, we get Baron. And after we get Baron, we could have probably backed in time to save the inhibitor. But because she managed to get a kill in a 2v1 situation on our jungler, then we didn't get anything for it. And that's happened 2 or 3 times this game. And we can definitely still win, but we're just getting outplayed way too hard. But getting that Baron lets us stall until this inhibitor comes up. They're not going to be able to push through Baron minions and all of us sitting here at a tower. And they have nothing else they can really take on the map, so... At least in theory, they shouldn't be able to do that. Does he know hook doesn't go through wall with Nautilus? Looked like he was trying to hook somebody through that wall. This is a little dangerous having to go back and forth, but there's making us split up.
Double kill.
Nice. We still have some Baroned up minions. Well, we're about to lose the Baron. I still think... okay, fine. I just, yep, whatever. We'll do it. It'll be safer. And get him out of there. Give him that speed up. No time for red. Get back. Over here. You get this and you run immediately. Okay, that was good. I should have redemption a bit faster there. It was cutting it very close on the Kog'Maw. Well, he's back in a safe place. You don't need Gromp. Dude.
With ease.
Hey, what's up, Andres? Yeah, Kog'Maw's about to go into God mode. I really wish he would just get a GA at this point. Yeah.
As you wish.
We can just wait on them to come up here. What? How the hell did Kog'Maw die? Oh, he was the first one to die. So Kog'Maw got caught. Because he was, what, running through here or something? Well, I think what happened is Kog'Maw just decided, let me just take a quick little stroll through a dark area. Like, all you have to do is walk up mid with the rest of the team, and I can actually get wards up around Baron, and then we get Baron. But I'm pretty sure Kog took a detour, and Gragas was just sitting right there, probably because they had wards here and here, and they watched him walk over there. I mean, it's like people... I don't know, like, these mistakes are unacceptable for platinum level play. Oh, we can't take bearings. They already have it. Now, Fiora's got a GA. We've got a smart person here. Like, if you're a squishy all-in champion, get a GA. Kog'Maw. Yeah, I think he's just sitting here like stutter stepping. Like, I didn't even see any Kog'Maw attacks like over here or over here. If my exhaust was up, I should have exhausted the Gragas. I don't know if it was or not. Is that what happened? I just want to see what happened at the end. Was it basically Kog was just stutter stepping? Okay, so Kog'Maw's low. I shield him, lock at him. I just want to see how many autos Kog gets off in this fight. So we know Gragas has already done all of his stuff because he did it to me. Okay, so he throws a slime thing. Okay, fair enough. Nautilus and Vi both went on him. Yeah, people are just walking in dark areas that are probably going to be warded late game, and Gragas is just one-shotting them. Hey, what's up, BK? Yeah, people just got caught out. Is that what happened before, too, with Kog'Maw just, like, walking around in a dark area? Is that how they got that, the second Baron? Yeah, people are pinging back here. Like, pinging, don't go there. Okay, so Fiora comes over here and tries to fight him. Okay, Gragas comes up here and one-shots out of a bush. And then Xerath is just like AFK here or something, like... What? Was he lagging? Okay, he's throwing ults. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's not moving, not moving, not moving, not moving. Now he's moving. So he like threw his 4 ults and then he just like doesn't walk. I don't know. It was tough. It was tough. There's a lot of people really far out of position that game. Yeah, it was the first game. Hey, thanks, Emerson. I appreciate it. A lot of people are picking Gragas again now. What are the stats on? I know he's been good. People just quit picking him because of the change to his ult. So you can't do the flash insta ult. But I think his AP ratios are still pretty good. They always have been. Okay, so you get up to 150% damage. That's okay damage. Okay, so he channels. You get some damage reduction for a little bit. Next basic attack. Deals a pretty good chunk of max health and bonus magic damage. Body slam seems to be what does a lot of damage. It actually stuns for a second. I didn't realize that. I thought it was just to knock up. It's quite a bit of magic damage too. They've changed Gragas so much over the years. I haven't seen him in so long. They used to have like an AD ratio on it. I remember. I guess they just made it. Used to have AP and AD. Explosive cast, like 400 base damage with 70%. It's quite a lot. No, his healing got buffed a while ago. Like, it's 6% max health. It used to only be 4%. So I remember talking about it in a patch notes, and I said I thought it was pretty huge. Oh, Lulu and... You ban Soraka because she just causes a lot of problems in the bot lane. And if your team doesn't have good coordination, no, I'm not doing it. I do not want to lane with an AD carry that wants to run Ignite. Well, the question about any assassin is because they're all very similar, right? Like, they all bring something similar to the table. Like, when you ban something, it needs to be something that is unique, that no other champion really has. That's why you typically ban something, because it's stronger than other champions. If you're just banning a random assassin or, like, damage mage that's just like all the others, they're just going to pick another one, so it's not really going to matter that much. But Soraka basically forces a stall lane, so you can't really get aggressive at all unless the jungler comes down. And if your team doesn't deal with her, like, if it's not a team effort to dive and kill her later, then it can be really hard to win the game if you get behind. He was nerfed a long time ago. It was his cask that took him out of competitive play, his ultimate. They made it to where it has a mandatory 0.5 seconds before it hits, because it used to be the amount of time before it hits was relative to Gragas' distance from the barrel. So if he threw it right on top of him, it was instant. And so pro players, what they would do is they would start their belly slam, flash, hit him, and then while they were stunned for that little moment, then they would ult and knock people back into the team. And there was virtually no counterplay to it. But that extra 0.5 seconds gives someone potentially a chance to flash out of it. So that's what they nerfed about him. But I think it was patched probably like 6.24, 6.23. They buffed his healing. A long time ago, they also nerfed his body slam durations, or his cooldown, so he can't, like, he didn't have as much mobility around the map. But those are the most recent things. They nerfed his ratios on some of his abilities a while ago, too. Because he used to have, like, a 0.9 on something. Might have been his barrel. But the most recent thing that took him out of competitive was the change to his ult. Let's see. You can actually see the changes here. I think it's under history. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, so 7.2, they buffed Happy Hour to take it from 4 to 6, so I knew that one. They changed his base armor, which is actually pretty important, because I think that affects how much it scales, too. 2.9. Okay, they increased his cooldowns back in 6.17 on his body slam, like I said, so he can't run around the map as much. And this was the big one. Travel time is now fixed at 0.55 seconds instead of having a variable time based on distance between 0 and 0.58. So this is the thing that really put the nail in the coffin for Gragas for about half a season there. Were these two changes, where they made it a mandatory half second, and they increased his body slam time, so he can't just run around the map really quickly. And then they changed other stuff for a long time. Yeah, they changed a bunch of that stuff really early in Season 6. Which I don't think that really affected him that much. He was still really good. But that 6.17 was the big one. And then this were the most recent buffs they made to him. So it increases his sustainability and durability quite a lot. So he has been good. He's just been overshadowed by all of the lethality junglers for quite a while. Jinx is not played because she's very dangerous if you don't have a good support. She has no escapes. Okay, well, I've got to ban Graves here because no one else did. Graves is like the #1 person you have to ban, but I usually just count on other people banning him if I'm a really early ban. I don't know. I'm not scared of LeBlanc in solo queue. Blitz is okay if you pick him into a very squishy support. But you're giving up a lot of scaling if you pick Blitz. You dang well better kill him a lot in lane, because you're not going to be able to use Ardent Sensor that well. And that's what's making Lulu and Janna so powerful right now, is Ardent Sensor. Let me get on here and scroll up a little bit and see what people are doing. So yeah, that's why people don't pick Jinx, although I think Jinx is really good. Ziggsbot is still picked a little bit, but basically what happened is they buffed AD carries enough to where they didn't have to do that anymore. So they nerfed the jungle, which was the big problem. Jungler was so powerful and they would just come and camp bottom so hard that AD carries were mostly invalidated early game. They just sucked. Like in like 7.1 and 7.2, they were bad. But then they gave them a lot of lethality, and now they have just nerfed all of the junglers so much that you have time to scale up a little bit. Got my favorite here. Okay, it's... I might just do Lulu.
Pleased to meet you.
I know. This person wants to see another campaign. I have so many campaigns open right now. I just got to end some of them. A total war. I think this is fine. So no one's really that great with Ezreal, but Lulu can help Wukong get in there. Can help Shen get in there. Yeah, Ezreal. It's people just keep Like, pro players are playing her. I can't do Zyra. I'll do Zyra at some point tonight, but I can't do it with Ezreal because he doesn't have any follow-up. He's going to see me. He's going to watch me go and harass them, and he's going to just keep farming his tier. I think Shen's really strong right now. They might nerf him next patch. I think they reverted the nerfs. Not in the jungle, but like top lane, I think he's really good. He's hard to play in solo queue though. Like you have to have good coordination with your team because if Shen ults on somebody and they just run out of the fight, that's gonna suck. Concerned about watery eyes? It depends on like why your eyes are watery. I would just like WebMD it and see. Okay, cool, Emerson. Yeah, I'm probably going to be playing Lulu a lot more lately. She's really strong right now. She has been strong for the past few patches, but Zyra's just been a better pick. But another reason Zyra is problematic here is Caitlyn's really good in a Zyra. Like, she can make it really difficult to get up and hit her with roots because she has really long range. You're going to be eating headshots if you do that. And her traps make your life really troublesome. If Alistar like engage combos and she puts a trap under you, if you're Zyra also, then you're gonna die. So both of these champs are pretty good against Zyra. Lee Sin's pretty good against Zyra. And just Ezreal doesn't have enough burst damage to help out. So I do like Zyra a lot, but I think that it's getting harder to play her because people are playing more of these ranged auto attack champions. Like, Zyra was much better when people were playing things like Misfortune, Lucian, Ashe, just things that do a lot of damage early on. So yeah, Zyra still can be good. I do recommend Zyra from gold, like gold, silver, bronze. I still recommend playing her virtually every game, but
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
you know, if you start getting up a little bit higher, I think that Lulu and Janna. Well, I hope so, Professor. Basically, Adam. I mean, that's all I can tell you. WebMD will give you better results than me. I mean, I don't know anything about medicine. I mean, watery eyes is a very vague symptom. I would say just start with WebMD, and if you're still concerned, go talk to your healthcare provider. Hey, what's up, Trado? I am Plat 4. Like 80 LP. I was as high as Plat 2 a few days ago. We had a little bit of a rough stretch.
Minions have spawned.
Never look a tulip in the eye.
Yeah, I really hate seeing Ezreal on my team, honestly. I'd rather see any mainstream AD carry over Ezreal. Even Lucian, and I don't like Lucian much either, but at least Lucian, in theory, could get aggressive early on. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and X out of this. I'm getting too many things going on there. If Wukong would have gone, then he would have had a kill. There we go. Alright, this Ezreal's actually getting a bit aggressive. He's taking way too much minion aggro, but other than that, it was pretty good. Please hit this. Okay, he got it. And we gotta watch out for the flash Q. You gotta always watch that when they have an Alistar and you're close to their tower. If you ever get flash Q knocked back into the tower, do not auto attack them. Just walk out. We're still losing CS. Kind of turned the wrong way there. Yeah, it's a common theme. I'm the one that goes up and harasses. They put no harassment on our AD carry, so I screen everything off of him, and he still loses CS almost every single game. It's pretty incredible. I should have probably W'd Caitlyn there. If I flash Q her, I'd probably kill her. I can't mess up the picks if I do that, but... because she doesn't have her heal. She can flash my flash, but...
First blood.
So he saves his flash until he's basically dead. It's frustrating. I tried to exhaust the Lee, but Alistar's super fat frame there. It's just... I think Alistar would have killed him if Lee didn't kill him. Okay, good. Wukong followed up and got the kill. Like, the whole thing about Ezreal is you can't get caught by anything. That's when Ezreal's good, when no one ever hits you with anything. Like, if you get hit by anything, it's bad to pick Ezreal. Because you don't have enough damage to compensate for that. Like, with Vayne, if you get hit by some stuff, okay. That's fine, because you do a lot of damage. Like, you shouldn't get hit by stuff, but you still scale really hard, and you can come back into the game because of your raw damage. With Ezreal, you do so much less damage than most other AD carries that really, you just have to never get hit. Yeah, we're going to be down big time in CS after this wave hits this tower. Not big time, but we're going to be down at least 5 or 6. The old BF Sword of Tyr, an Ezreal classic. Okay, Lee was on top side. How's everybody else doing? Wukong's sort of kind of doing okay. Ari's doing well. Now, it's going to be hard for me to leave this lane because Ezreal's going to get caught by an Alistar combo if I leave. He's forward. I feel like people don't understand Ezreal too. Like, they pick him because they think he's really safe. Okay, that's just what we needed. God. And of course, Ezreal talks trash in the all chat. It's always the people that underperform that talk the most trash, right? Jesus. League of Legends. Hashtag League of Legends. I mean, I love the game. It's just sometimes it is, you just gotta laugh at it because it is kind of comical. It's not ridiculous. It is sometimes. Makes it challenging though. Makes it a mystery. Alright, so once we get to level 7, we want to start transitioning over to maxing our W. That's better for team fighting. The shielding is very good. You can also max your Q in lane instead of E if you want. So you'll have better harassment early, but your mid game will be worse because your shields will be really weak when you start getting Redemption and Ardent Censer. I don't have ward, so... You're not necessarily a bad Ezreal if you get hit by a Vi ult, but you shouldn't be close enough for Vi to ult you. Or it should be very hard for Vi to ult you. If she ults you, you should be able to pull her all the way back into your team to get help. So yeah, I mean, obviously that comment's supposed to be a little tongue-in-cheek, right? Because you can't dodge a Vi ult, but Ezreal can make it really hard for Vi to do what she wants to do, though. By pulling her under towers or into the team or whatever. Because if you E and flash backwards, that's a lot of ground that you're going to pull her. Okay, Wukong I think is coming down. Yeah, he's got Mobies. I'm not going to catch him. I'm not sure it's even worth trying to harass her at this point. Should get boots too, which is good for us. We'll throw a bit of harassment on her. No, come on, bro. I don't have anything. I don't have anything. Yeah, we don't really have a good, like, Ezreal's not a good Ardent Sensor user, so we're gonna definitely rush Redemption as per usual. Alright, I'm just gonna wait on it. I could sell this if I really want to. Might not be a bad idea. I'm just gonna wait a little bit longer though. Yeah, there's a cap on pings. I reach it a lot. I think it's like 6 to 8 or something like that. That's all pings. Then you have to like not ping for like 10 seconds or something. Wukong plus Lulu's pretty good because after Wukong knocks him up, as soon as they're about to land, I can knock him up again with Lulu, and then that keeps him in his ult even longer. Okay, Shin pinged it too. Yeah, this team seems to be pretty smart. This actually feels like a platinum game. Like, people are making mistakes, but... you know, it's okay so far. I don't want to jinx myself, but it seems like within the realm of acceptability for sure. I don't feel like either team is making huge mistakes right now. Ezreal definitely did make some earlier, but... is that jungler dead? That's jungler down. He does have ult though, right? Yeah, he has ult, so he can ult in if he needs to. Don't walk, dude. You better be ready to E-back super fast if you walk into that tri-bush, because you know Alistar is going to be there. You know, yeah, they're just hanging out in that tri-bush, just waiting on us to push.
An enemy has been slain.
You can't contest bushes as well with Lulu or Janna as you can with Zyra. That's one thing that I do kind of miss about not playing Zyra all the time. Zyra's the queen of contesting bushes and control wards. I mean, if Alistar goes on Ezreal, I just critter the... no, this might be bad. Make sure there's not a pink in there. Going hard in the paint with Lulu. Alright, go ahead and grab that, and then I'm gonna get Locket. It's because we don't have a great Ardent Sensor user. Like, Ezreal's not really an auto attack user. We don't, like, all of our people are casters, so... Hey Tom, I am currently Platinum 4 ADLP, I believe. I was Diamond last season. Was up to Platinum 2 a couple of days ago. We had a couple of rough days. Yeah, Alistar doesn't have redemption.
Has destroyed a turret. Rampage. An enemy has been slain.
What an Ezreal hate stream. Sorry. I didn't think I said anything bad about Ezreal. What is the advantage of buying Abyssal before Void? Well, there's several advantages. Sometimes. First of all, Abyssal is much easier to buy. So sometimes you just, the way the game flow is going, you don't have time to save up for a Blasting Wand and then an extra 1365 before you complete the Void Staff, because it sucks before you get it. Whereas Abyssal has some really nice components. The book that gives you the 10% CDR is really cheap, and that's good. The Negatron Cloak's pretty good. So first of all, it's easier to buy. Second of all, Abyssal works for everybody on your team. So if you have one or two other magic users on your team that don't have it yet, if you get it, it amplifies their damage by 10%, not just yours. So that's obviously really powerful as well. So, you know, in a lot of situations, I think that Void Staff is ideal. Keep in mind that Abyssal is not penetration, though, also. It's damage increase. So if you're already dealing true damage to them, so for example, if you have 16 damage from your runes, if you have 16 pen from your runes, which is standard, and then you have Haunting Guys plus Sork Boots, that's 46 magic penetration. So if you're against an AP carry that doesn't get any MR, and they just have their 12 from runes, they're only going to have 42 MR. So if you do more magic damage to them, you're already doing true damage. But with that 10% extra damage, then you're still doing 10% extra damage, even if they're already at 0 magic resist when you do that to them. So you do a lot more damage to really squishy people that aren't going to get any magic resist. But, I mean, the main reason is the components are just easier to buy, and sometimes you just need an earlier power spike, and it helps out your allies. So, you know, a lot of times, Void, like I said, is the best, but you just have to get Abyssal sometimes because you just are too far behind to buy Void, or you just really need that extra power spike. So that's why. Oh, whoa, whoa. Oh my god, that redemption save, though. Holy crap, that guy just probably threw his keyboard through the window on that. Yeah, the redemption was definitely pretty good. I've always liked support. I mean, my very first role that I played in League was as support. Now, in Season 2, I played mostly Rumble top, but in Seasons 3 and 4, and onwards, Season 3 onward, I play support. I liked it in all of its iterations. I think it is pretty fun. There's a lot of diversity now that there hasn't been in the past. So, I think it's pretty good. You're not going to find me endorsing Karma over Zyra. Like, the problem with Karma is she really needs people to group up as 5. And really do, like, coordinated engages. Or, because I mean, the only reason you would really pick her is because of her mantra E in team fights. And it's really good in team fights, but, I mean, you're right that Zyra is kind of seed reliant, but her burst damage is so much higher than Karma's. It's just not even in the same ballpark. I mean, I know some people really like Karma, but if you like Karma, I highly recommend trying out Lulu. I think that Lulu does what Karma wants to do a little bit better. Yeah, it's, you know, it just happens. We're just getting troll. We're getting troll LP, but that's fine. Okay, thanks, Emerson. Thanks for stopping by, friend. I appreciate it. Heh. Yeah, Spellvamp was cool. Hey, thanks for the kind words, Adam. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, there just isn't a lot of support content out there, unfortunately. But I really like support. I know a lot of people probably do, too. That's why I made the channel, or one of the major reasons why I made the channel. Oh, we got Ezreal again. So yeah, I mean, Karma can be good early on in the game. I haven't had a lot of success with her, honestly, and a lot of it stems from her shield is just a lot lower than Janna and Lulu's, the base on it at least. Her W crowd control is just too delayed for me. Her Q is nice early on, but it just doesn't do enough later on in the game. Like, pro players play her because they don't get enough gold. So basically, often they just have enough money to buy like one support item, like Redemption, and the rest of it is just a 4-ward item and a bunch of control wards. So, I mean, she's pretty good if you're just balling on a budget and you just want someone who just is Talisman of Ascension on a stick with a shield, basically, and that's what Karma is. Who just can push lanes early. But I feel like, I don't know, I just don't have enough tools in my tool belt, like I said, to really impact the game as much in solo queue as I do with Janna or Lulu. As far as AP, if you're just wanting damage, then I think Zyra is the queen of the damage, but I mean, reasonable people can disagree about these things. Easy is so popular because people see pros play him. I mean, that's basically it. And people like to try out the new Blade of the Ruined King on him. Which, it is better on him than it was, but people think he's simple, too. I think that's another thing. So when people get auto-filled, they're like, oh, I'll just play easy because he's safe. Well, he's only safe if you never get hit by anything. Like, you're giving up a lot of damage to play Ezreal, and he's bad into virtually everything. I think there must have just been a bunch of like Philol or his brother or a bunch of people must have just put him on some tier list or something, and the announcers, you know, must have just said he was really good now or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not seeing it most of the time. I mean, I can't play Zyra with him. I'm just gonna have to go Lulu again, I guess. There's just not a good support with him. Because he doesn't get attack speed, and he doesn't do burst damage. He just doesn't do anything, hardly. Like, all he is safe. So, I mean, I had liked to pick Nautilus last season with him, but I just don't like tanks right now. The itemization is just really bad for tanks. Ever since they nerfed CZ Rock Portal so much in solo queue. That was a really good item in solo queue. That was why 3 of my top 4 champions last season were tanks. Well, I mean, that's alright, Cody. I mean, Ezreal can be good. But... So, I can tell you why Jhin and Varus fell off, and it's because they nerfed Deathfire Touch, they nerfed all the lethality items, and they individually nerfed each of those champions a couple of times. So I get why those fall off, but in my opinion, I think the auto-attack champions are the best right now. So the very best, I think, is Draven for solo queue. Then I also think that Twitch is exceptionally powerful. I think that Caitlyn's really good. Kog'Maw is extremely good right now. Vayne's actually pretty good, as much as it pains me to say that. If you've been following my stream for a long time, oh man, I've not been a fan of Vayne for a long time. She's kind of like Ezreal, where she just doesn't have any early damage or trading, but at least she gets more powerful later. I mean, the buffs to Fervor are another reason that people... So, aside from just pro players doing it, everyone just not understanding like what's going on. Like the reason that Ezreal, people are liking him, and he is better than he was. The reason why is, okay, Fervor is good on him because your Q procs Fervor, and so you know you get that extra 64 AD or whatever if you keep your Fervor going. That's really powerful. So Fervor is very good on him. He didn't use Deathfire Touch, and he didn't use Warlords that much. Because he's safe, so he doesn't need Warlords. So he's a very good, prolific Fervor user. So they buff Fervor, they nerf the other masteries. That's a win for Ezreal. They changed Blade the Ruined King. I'm not going to call it a buff. I'm going to say they changed it. And the most meaningful change is they added attack damage, and they took away attack speed. So this is good on champions that proc it off of spells. That proc it off of spells but don't need attack speed. Now, there's very few of those champions, but Ezreal's one of them. So Ezreal would often get Blade of the Ruined King because his Q applies it, and he doesn't need the attack speed, so the extra AD is actually good on him. And they nerfed the dueling potential of Blade of the Ruined King as well, so it doesn't do as much burst damage or healing in an all-in one-on-one fight, but Ezreal doesn't want that most of the time. He wants to just poke a lot, so he's cool with that too. So the Blade of the Ruined King changes favor him. The Fervor buffs favor him. The nerf to the lethality items favors him because he never got those lethality items to begin with. So anyone that uses lethality is not going to be as good anymore. The nerf to other poke champions favors him because Varus was the premier poke champion.
Minions have spawned.
And now he's not nearly as good anymore. So if you need a poke champion who's kind of safe, then Ezreal is your pick. So these are all why people are picking Ezreal and why the pundits are saying he's good. But the problem with that, first of all, he's very high skill cap, and people don't understand that. They're like, what, you just sit back and throw Qs? Yes, but you need to hit almost all of your Qs. Like, you need to hit over 50% of your Qs to be effective, or it's a waste. And you just can't get hit by anything ever. Like, you have to really use your E wisely to disengage and get away from stuff. And that seems really easy, right? Like, just basically treat it like an extra flash. But it doesn't happen. People E forward all the time and get killed. So, and his build path is very slow. So it involves, you have to get a tier. So for those reasons, I think that he gets butchered by these auto-attack hyper-scaling champions like Kog'Maw, Draven, Vayne, Twitch. All of these champions beat him up. Kate. So that's the problem, is that on paper it seems like he looks better, but all of these other champions just outscale him. And most of them are better early game. It's like he has a very strange power curve where he's really bad early, and then he's really good. You know, once he gets his Muramana and his Sheen going, and especially his Trinity Force, then he's really strong. But then he gets really weak again once the enemy gets Infinity Edge plus some kind of crit item. Jin's win rate's really low because he got nerfed about 1 million different times. Not directly, but the nerf to Deathfire Touch hurt him really bad. The nerf to lethality items hurt him really bad. And they just straight up nerfed one of his abilities. I think it was his ult. Yeah, they made it to where people can dodge his ult a lot easier. So that's why. And he was already really hard to play. So he only had a decent win rate. I don't think it was ever really that high, honestly, in solo queue. I think it was around 50%. But he only had a decent win rate because his numbers were just so high. At one point, he was just so good with the lethality items. But he's another one that's really hard to play correctly. Now you actually have to hit your W's and... So yeah, that's his win rate that's low. I think if you're an 80 carry and you want to win a lot of games, just... I would say play Twitch. Either Twitch or Draven. Or Caitlyn. I mean, Caitlyn can be really good too. Just all those ones that I mentioned, Kog'Maw, all those auto attack champions are going to be really strong right now. Don't build Way of the Ruined King, just go for the crit stuff. I know it's not cool, it's not new, it's not sexy. But just put your head down and do it. Yeah, that stun was rough. Oof, God. He's so low, but he's going to get those health things. God bless. Yeah, it was absolutely brutal. I should have just backed. That was really bad. Ezreal lined up like right behind me while I was trying to harass him. Yeah, and if you notice, Lucian lived with like 1 health in that exchange, and if Ezreal had been any other 80 carry, he probably would have died a while ago. I should have just not even messed with the Bard. We should have just backed. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can buy... Why are you buying armor on an 80 carry, you know? Well, I'm not a huge fan of Jhin or Ezreal in solo queue. I didn't even really like Jhin that much when he was like really good. Like he was okay. But he just required too much skill. I liked Misfortune and Varus on my team a lot more. Either a press hard champ or just someone who just spams Q so much it doesn't matter if you miss some, because you're just going to keep spamming it anyways. Now it's probably Tier versus BF. Well, he may have gone. Hopefully he's going like the Blade of the Ruined King build. Okay, good. At least we have that going for us. But it's still not good. Like, if he came back with a BF sword... Well... I'm not sure. I mean, we were both lined up together, but I'm the one who's actually doing something active, like harassing. And Ezreal was just sitting back doing nothing, so I think that he's the one that should be moving out of my way. Who else doing well? Aurelia's doing okay. Nocturne's crushing this Lisa in the jungle. Echo's getting beaten up really badly by Anivia. Yeah, we just gotta chill at this point. We can't really fight him. We just have to wait on Nocturne. His Bard's landed some good stuns, I'll give him that. I instantly interrupted Lucian's ult, which was good, but... Wow. He lost a level 1 turret middle at 8 minutes? What? How's that even possible? Like, they didn't kill him middle. We're the only people that have died in the game bot lane. How does that happen? Yeah, I'm not really interested in stats when it comes to Tristana. She's bad. I mean, that's my opinion. People can disagree about that if they want to, but... I need to make sure I don't get killed there. They should be able to clean the rest of these people up. Oh my god! Get destroyed. Holy crap. Unbelievable domination. Well, this Renekton might dive me. You know they want to. Alright, yeah. Yeah, I held him there long enough. Ezreal got him. I saw Bard creeping, though. I'm not going to play around with that. Like, I was really waiting for Renekton to try to flash on me or something, and then I was going to ult. It was a dangerous game to play, but it ended up working off. How is this not a bronze game with less deaths? I don't know. I mean, it depends on how you're defining bronze. I think the very fact that it has less deaths is one of the major indicators of a bronze game, is there's more deaths. So I don't know. There was some weird stuff going on with Echo in the middle, but I think other than that, it's been played pretty well. I mean, if I played Zyra as support in a bronze game, I would probably have at least 5 kills every lane, if not more. Like that, there's a big difference in like a bronze game and a lot of what goes on here. Although tongue in cheek, I call a lot of these things bronze or like making mistakes. It's not really the same. Like, sometimes it is, but often that's a little disingenuous. Like, if he would have just manned up... Yeah, someone's here, right? Wow.
An enemy has been slain.
Nah, you're not gonna convince me that Tristana's better than other options. Like, who's Tristana better than? As an auto attack champion. You know, I tell you personally, I would take Caitlyn. Who would I take over Tristana? I would take Caitlyn, Jinx, Twitch, Cog, Lucian, Draven. Wow. Like, I'd take virtually anyone that's a mainstream support over Trist. That's the problem, is like champions don't exist in the abstract. Like, they might be okay in some circumstances, but Are they better than other options? That's a key question you have to ask yourself, is why am I playing this champion? What does it do differently from other choices? Hey, thanks for the sub, friend. Thanks, Minaz, and Zhao, and Gordon. Alright, I need to go by. Please don't get killed, Nocturne. Yeah, I don't know, Ahmed. I need to change the GIF. I'm just a little behind the times on the some of the technological stuff. I try to update as much as I can, but you know, I spend around like at least 8 hours a day, most days, if not more, creating content for the channel in addition to all the other stuff I have to do. So I just haven't put the time into some of the technology. Whoa, what? He tried to flash ult? Is that what just happened? The hell's going on? Dude, just go for the Lee and outplay him with your spell shield. They're gonna come in on you. Oh God, now he waited on Anivia to get up there. He should have just gone for the Lee, man. Like, you just can't wait there. You gotta be decisive and just try to get out. Just run and try to spell shield the Lee. Oh God. Come on, bros. Like, we pinged it a while ago.
An ally has been slain.
I gotta sell that. Cause like I just need to split push so I don't get caught. It's like it's not gonna happen. Somebody's gonna get caught. It might even be you. Man, it's better to try to group up and just like flank if you're Irelia here.
Your turret has been destroyed.
You'll see more with your eyes closed. Nosy dewdrop.
Enemy has been
Okay, good. Nocturne can solo.
ally has
Oh.
been slain.
I should have. Yeah, I could redemption up there. I didn't know Lee was gonna show up, so it was too late.
It's purple.
Enemy has been slain.
We just killed Lee, so they can't Baron off of this.
Ally has been slain.
Okay, well Nocturne did get middle, so that's good. I have to flash, yeah. Yep, that can't happen if you're Ezreal.
Have been slain.
Why is he getting Blade of the Ruined King?
Enemy killing spree.
Why is a Nocturne getting Blade of the Ruined King? I don't get it. It's terrible at dueling. What? Like, if he rushes any other item there, like almost anything, he would actually be able to make some of these kills instead of running in and dying. I don't even know what Nocturne used to get, but whatever it was he used to get, he should get that. Just get the lethality items, or get the whatever, Hydra, something. I mean, no one's helping me, like, set up vision here. I mean, he might be able to poke him out.
Enemy killing spree. Shut down.
You'll see more with your eyes closed.
We just don't have damage right now. Irelia is kind of getting some damage. She needs to be tanky, though. Like, the people that need to be tanky are building damage, and the people that need to be damage are building tanky. I need to get wards around Baron. We're all probably dead. Come on, man. Can we do it? No, we just gotta push up. We don't... If I really didn't back, we could maybe do it. It just sucks. We didn't have any lane pressure. I could have saved whoever. Was my redemption off cooldown? I'm not sure if it was. My redemption's off cooldown. I should have used it. I know my exhaust wasn't because it just came up. But whoever blast planted me over, it was one of our own people. Like, it took me about 5 seconds to get back into the fight. I mean, I need help, guys. I can't get past the Nivea. God bless these walls. I couldn't get close enough to Lee's there. I don't want Lee to steal this. I couldn't get close enough to exhaust anybody. No, I probably should have saved that W for Renekton. I wanted to give the attack speed, but yeah, we just need to go by. And Nivea is just a terror right now. She zones me out pretty dang hard. I know, Justin. Yeah, I did not know that. That was probably classified that way from Season 1. Nah, we're too far. Just contest this. We should have fought that with Irelia. Back up, back up. Yeah, they just all got caught out. Oh, now they get Baron. I guess we can, you know, this is progress. We're losing for higher order reasons, like not rotating correctly instead of because someone went 0-10 top lane. So I guess that's a step in the right direction, right? I mean, higher quality game at least. I don't know. I'd have to think about what they need to do with Trist. Shocky milk out of a shot glass. That would be interesting. We need Ezreal to just like actually put down poke before we fight, but he's just worthless, man. I don't know what to say. Like, you know, he can be good in pro play, but in solo queue you need damage. You need someone who can right click and just delete everybody at 40 minutes. That's how you win solo queue. I mean, she just needs to be better at something, like anything. Like, she just has a really confused identity right now. Like, she's a scaling attack damage champion that also takes towers kind of quickly, that's also kind of safe because she jumps away. So it's like she has a bunch of stuff she does okay, but she just doesn't excel. Like, there's just not a reason to pick her over other champions. So I think if you want to make her the premier tower-taking champion, then change her abilities around to be that. Right, just make her into a Ziggs kind of champion that just gets, like, bonus damage versus towers and increase her push power somehow. Like, maybe instead of just her explosive shot blowing up, I mean, then it would kind of be like Jake's rocket, sort of. No, back up, please. Can we just not throw this game? I mean, we got just one kill, I guess. That's fine. Yeah, we're starting it pretty big. Bard doesn't have a redemption, and I do. And people are starting to get some resistances, I think. Yeah, reducing her cooldowns would be good. I think just giving her an identity, and I think being the premier tower-taking AD carry would fit her a lot better. So just give her push and tower-taking ability. Just give her more wave clear, like maybe make her explosive shot something that's active, and that she can activate and does a lot of extra damage to minions or something. Alright, now Ezreal's he's finally getting pretty strong. About 37 minutes. We're good to go, baby. The most important item in the game right now is probably this GA on Irelia, honestly. No, don't need blue buff. There we go. Yeah, I think something that would fit Tristana is just, like I said, something that takes towers quickly. Her W already does that. Her W is pretty good. I like the direction they're going with that, making her the crazy, explosive person. I can't get caught here while I'm trying to ward this. Okay, they're all there. Oh god. I'm gonna get caught. 1 for 2. Okay. Lee's dead. I mean, we can probably, yeah, they're just gonna give this to us, I think. I'm just gonna hold on to my stuff. I could use W to increase attack speed, but I'm just gonna hold it. Shit. Let me go. I should have dodged that. It just like barely clipped me on the side. I should have hugged this wall a little bit closer. Crap, how far is this distance? Or they just kill them all. Yeah, just end it. Sure, I'll just get more shields. The bird! Get that bird! Got him, coach. Why is it so damn hot in here? Yay, I got my 1 LP for the series. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of smaller things I could have done in that game. We ended up, Ezreal just got so powerful, he had a lot of poke. We are on a pretty good streak, as you can see. You know, we were on a bad streak. But we've been hitting our stride. I think just the Lulu and the Janna is kind of the ticket right now. Anything that's not Lulu, Janna, or Zyra, I lose with almost every time. Zyra's even been losing a little bit lately. But those two right there, I think, are the ticket for solo queue right now on this patch. I will try to play some of the other ones. If we get a gen on my team or something like that, I'll definitely run a Zyra in there. Yeah, that was a good game. That was definitely a good game. Hey, thanks so much, Maverick. We finally got a good one in there, right? I was afraid we were going to lose it. We made some bad decisions, but I think, like I said, I think the big deal was Irelia getting GA and Ezreal getting his 3rd or 4th item. Redemption and Ardent Sensors shielding everything stacks. Neither one of those items shield. So I'm not quite sure what you mean there with the Redemption Ardent Sensor. But yes, everything stacks. So, and I talked about this in my Janna video. So basically, and all of that stacks with Windspeaker's Blessing too, which is like on the low, probably the most powerful mastery in the game right now. So that all gives plus healing and shielding. Oh, you're talking about the plus... Oh, I see what you're saying. You're talking about the plus healing from Ardent Sensor and Redemption. Does that stack with the healing that each thing does? I don't think that the healing off of Ardent Sensor on the auto attacks benefits from it, but the healing on Redemption does, and the shielding on Locket does. So if you get plus healing plus shielding on those items, then you get massive shields, massive redemption. Wind Speakers also stacks on Locket and Redemption. Or if you're talking, do they all get the buff from Ardent Sensor if you hit them with Locket or Redemption? The answer is yes. So if you hit 5 people with a Locket shield, then they're all going to get that Ardent Sensor buff. So I'm not sure exactly which scenario you're talking about, but the answer is probably yes. And everything stacks and synergizes extremely well with all 3 of those items. And that's why I recommend getting those items every time on everybody that's not named Zyra, basically. So yeah, it's very, very powerful. They also all get Windspeaker buffed. So let me show, if you haven't read Windspeakers in a little while, let me pull that up for you here really quickly. No one ever talks about this on a lot of videos, but they nerfed it a long time ago, but it's still extremely good. So additionally, your shields and heals on other allies increase their armor by 5 to 22 based on level, and their magic resist by half of that. So if you hit your entire team with a Locket shield, they're all going to get, you know, like plus 15 armor and 8 magic resist or something in the mid game, which is a lot. I mean, that basically means they're going to be taking 15% less physical damage and 8% less magic damage in the middle of the game, in addition to doing 10% extra Locket shield and Redemption shield on everyone that gets hit. So yeah, that's extremely good. I mean, it's almost like, as ridiculous as it sounds, it's almost worth taking Wind Speakers on someone like Tom Kench, because that'll help your grayscale. Or no, it's just on allies, right? No, it says heals and shields on anybody, so that includes you. But on the allies, they get it. So your own healing and shielding doesn't benefit. But, you know, that makes your grayskin stronger. But, I mean, the big one is, you know, it helps Redemption and Locket. But one of the big kickers why tanks aren't as good as utility supports in the bottom lane is because Ardent Sensor is so strong, particularly with Locket and Redemption, for the reasons I just described. So, and they can't use Ardent Sensor very well, most tanks. And there isn't a good substitute for that trinity of items. What are you going to get? Knight's Vow? I mean, that's not nearly as powerful as Ardent Sensor is with all those synergies. So, hey, Auri, sometimes it's worth it to dodge in a series. It depends on how much LP you're getting and losing per game. So, for example, it looks like I'm gaining and losing 19 even right now. But let's say that you are... yeah, even if it's... I'm trying to think. There was a scenario when I was in Platinum 3 where it was worth it not to dodge. Or to dodge. So if it's the... If it's a 3 LP dodge, and you're gaining 3 more LP than you're losing, so let's say that you're gaining 20 LP, and you're only losing 17 when you lose, then let's say that you are 1-1 in your series. So let's say that you lost your first one, won your second one, so you're at 100 LP still. This is still actually worth it. Well, maybe. Then if you dodge your third game, then you're only going to lose 3 LP, and you're going to be at 97 LP, which guarantees that you're going to get back in your series in one game. if you lose, or if you win your first one, lose your second one, and then dodge your next one, if you're gaining 20 and losing 17, you're going to be at 83 LP going into the last game, your third game. And if you lose, if you just dodge it for 3 LP, then you're going to go down to 80. And then one more game will get you back in your series. Whereas if you played out your last game and you lost again, then 17 minus 17 is going to be down 34. So it's going to take you 2 games to get back in your series. So sometimes it's worth it if your team just looks absolutely ridiculously awful and there's no way you're going to win. Sometimes it's worth it to dodge anyways, even if it's your series, if you're gaining 3 more LP than you're losing. So it's kind of convoluted how that works, but there are scenarios where dodging in a series does make sense. Yes, it does, Ahmed. It's based on your hidden MMR, which Riot doesn't disclose what that is. But that's why you can see, you know, in some of my matches, I'm probably getting paired against like gold 3s or something right now because I was on a pretty bad loss streak before the end of this last stream. So because I lost this many, I was like 1-7 or something at one point there. And then I lost a lot before. Like, it's been a rough couple of days. But we're finally finding our footing again here. And so I was probably getting paired with like mid-golds or something. Well, it's put me back with platinums, but for a little bit there, I'm pretty sure it was pairing me with golds. So that means that I'm going to lose more than I'm going to gain. Potentially. So there was a point earlier in the season where I lost a lot early on in the season. And I was gaining like 14 and losing 20. And that sucks when that happens. But yes, that can happen. Or if you win a lot, conversely, you might gain 20, 21, 22 and only lose like 17. Which was happening last week, or like until a couple of days ago. I was on a really good hot streak and I went from like, I think I went from like plat 5 to plat 2 in like 5 days or something. Which support would I pick if there's only a Tristana on my team? And I don't know anything about the enemy or anything about my team. I'd probably pick either Janna or Lulu. I have to see what's banned. But probably one of those. I mean, Janna, Lulu, or Zyra. Tristana's not going to be great with Zyra early on because she's just not going to do anything. So I'd probably pick Lulu. Yeah, the unique passive only doesn't stack if it's on the same item or it has a unique name to it. So for instance, the Sheen has something called Spellblade on it. So that's why the passive is called Spellblade. So that means that Trinity Force and Frozen Fist don't stack because they have the same named passive on it. There's very few items that are like that. The vast majority of items have something that's unique, but that only applies to that specific item. So for example, Lifesteal. Lifesteal says unique on it, but if you get it on a bunch of different items, then they stack. Or Lethality says unique on it, but if you get a bunch of different items with Lethality, then that all stacks with each other. It's the same thing with Plus Healing. It says unique on it, but if you have it on a bunch of different items, then they stack. So it's just like any other major stat. Yeah, I mean, it's not super accurate on op.gg, but yeah, you can pick your solo MMR. Like, it says mine's normal, and I'm in promos to go to plat 2 right now, so that's obviously not normal. Or it says mine's, yeah, plat 4, and that's normal. That's not normal. It's lower than normal. Because I'm in promos for plat 2. It's, you know, a couple 100 points off. Blitzcrank, huh? I'm just gonna go Lulu again. Hello? Jesus, that delay. Like, I want to go Zyra with Lucian. I probably should have gone Janna, actually. But, like, I'm scared of, yeah, I should have gone Janna. But I'm scared of Fizz. So I don't, like, Fizz is just a nightmare. So I should have gone Janna. The reason why is Lucian doesn't really scale with attack speed. He does most of his damage based off of abilities. So does Shyvana, so does Jarvan. And being able to peel back the Jax, I don't know. They're both okay, but I think Janna would have been a little bit better here. Oh, these are Plat 3 promos. Sorry, I forgot it. I've forgotten how far I've fallen. Okay, that does make more sense then. No, I want to be Zyra, but I'm just... Nah, I will play Zyra soon. I'm too scared of Fizz and Shaco, though, with Zyra. That's the problem. It's just, they're extremely mobile, and you're dead. Basically, if they get ahead. It's for Plat 3, sorry, I misspoke. I forgot how far we'd fallen. So yeah, I mean, Zyra, like, this is where you have to make a choice about either your lane versus the late game, right? So Zyra is very good with Lucian. Zyra is pretty good against Blitz, but Zyra is awful against Fizz later in the game, and she's pretty awful against Shaco. Yeah, so this is where I'm just opting to have a slightly less optimal lane. I mean, Lulu can still harass pretty hard, or not as hard as Zyra, obviously, but I'm just playing for the mid to late game a little bit more. Shyvana is more of a late game champion, too. Lulu's pretty good with Singe, because I can speed him up and then buff him up when he runs in. Fizz is extremely dangerous into Zyra. Like, if he pops out, like, yeah, I can root him, but if he lands directly on top of me, I'm probably dead. And if you try to throw your roots at him early, then he's going to dodge them. So it's a game of cat and mouse that he usually wins. So I will get a Zyra game in here in a little bit. It's getting a little bit harder in this meta to play. If, like, Zyra is a good pick with Lucian or any of the other lethality users, but it gets a bit harder against some of these other champions that are becoming a bit more popular. And I mean, even in the right circumstances, I might be able to bust out the Tahm Kench. I haven't had a ton of success with him lately, but I do want to play him where possible. So, you know, if we get like a Jinx or a maybe even a Caitlyn, or I don't know. With Caitlyn, I'd rather if we get a Jinx, would be a good one. If we have Jinx and they have Thresh or Leona or something, then I'll bust out the Kench maybe. Maybe didn't have to flash that, but it's a really tough question, Megafire. I do talk about that a lot in my Lulu guide if people want to watch that. There's not a very simple answer for that. You just have to understand game states. I mean, Lulu is very, very hard to play correctly. Most of the time, if you're not sure what to do, I would say polymorph the person that's diving your AD carry. Zyra, it just depends on what else is on their team, Twilight. I mean, in general, that's an okay matchup. It's not great for Zyra, but it's not terrible either. You know, you have to look at their team holistically. I have a whole video about matchups and compositions. I could make another one. Well, that's pretty annoying. Well, I don't know where Callista is. Callista must be helping. Yeah, so Callista missed the first 3 experience too. So Blitz is going to hit level 2 faster, but. But yeah, in general, I mean, Zyra is okay into Nautilus. But, I mean, the fact that he has a point-click crowd control later can be a big problem. We're not gonna... Oh, God. Wait, who has Thunder Wards? Oh, Blitz does, okay. I thought Callista had Thunder Wards for a second. I was like, what? Okay. I mean, Lulu's very strong right now. Like, I've been saying that she's been S-class for a long time. But she just doesn't have a lot of synergy with Jhin, is a big one. And that's who everyone was picking the last couple of patches. Not with Jhin, or Misfortune, or Varus. And so that's why Zyra was better, because you had better burst damage partners. I do think Janna would have been better here than Lulu, but... Lulu's okay. Get her, baby. One more. Right here, right here. Oh. Ah. Guys, look, what are you doing, man? Why are you hanging out at tower? Bro, did you not see, like, what just happened? Yeah, it looks like I have a lot of health now because I was able to back up and heal. So that was a scenario right there where if I had a Janna shield, in theory, you know, he would have lived because the Lulu shield's only 650 range or Janna's shield is 800 range. Yeah, I mean, Lucian engaged like 2v1 into them. He traded kills, which is good, but... You know, he must have missed the part where... I think I like almost literally had 10 health when I shielded myself from that ignite. Like 1 or 2 autos would have killed me. And I didn't know he was going to go that ham, and I'm slow early game, even though I run move speed quints. I'm still on the slow side. Okay, that's good. Other lanes are doing fine. You gotta watch out for that hook. That bro sound. Hey, thanks for the sub, friend. I appreciate it. Do you have Mobies? What a troll. I gotta shut that up. I had 36 HP. It was scary. I mean, I had like less than 1 bar, and Lucian goes in 2-on-1. I just didn't think he was going to do that. I mean, I could have gone a little bit more ham if I would have known he was going to do that, but it still would have been a bad idea, I think. Like, how you dodge blitz hooks is you run perpendicular to where he is, ideally. So if he's chasing you, you run, like, at a diagonal angle.
Shut down. Killing spree.
Shaco. I do like Shaco. I like funny characters. Like, I like the, I like his voice and, you know, stuff like that. Yeah, we don't have to. Wow, he is murdering top lane. We don't have to go too hard here. What is there? Oh, it's Jax. Yeah, Jax gets butchered early. Okay, I could have stopped him, but I was afraid he's gonna hook me. I thought it might be bait. So I was just trying to run because I figured he would stop backing and throw a hook at me, and then I could maybe get an angle on him, and I don't know. I was just really scared that Kalista might be, like, right here. I probably shouldn't have even gone for it. It's just no reason to risk that. There's no kill threat there. Lucian was too far back. It was dumb. I shouldn't have been playing with him. It's just very little reward and very high risk. Yeah, this is not Diamond yet. I was Diamond last season. Hey, what's up, Mr. Nobody? Really? And Tiger, and Tom, and Vicinius, thank you so much for subbing. Wait, Mr. Nobody, you weren't subbed? Or did YouTube, like, unsub you or something? That seems really weird. Because I see you here all the time, obviously, and you've donated several times. Yeah, Blitz roamed middle when people weren't ready for it. Dude, shut your mouth, Lucian. Blitz is coming back down here. Well. An ally has been slain. This Lucian, man. Like, I'm the only reason he got a kill there at all. He's like, go middle, man. It's like, dude, they're rotating down here right now. I thought it was just going to be Blitz. I didn't know Shaco was going to be there too, but... I mean, I knew I had to be with him because I knew he wasn't going to respect the fact they were coming down. He was going to get baited by that Kalista. Yeah, it's getting bad. Singe is doing very well, but this Jarvan doesn't understand that people can be there if you don't have wards. And I'm too scared to leave this Lucian alone. I'm afraid he's gonna die. Or is Kalista just like AFK or something? Probably didn't need to ult him there, but who knows? I mean, I just don't know what's up with this guy. He might just try to auto attack and start fighting Blitz there. Like, I honestly don't know what to expect from this guy, so I just wanted to ult immediately. It's not a very long cooldown. I mean, sometimes you just have to adapt your tactics on the fly. Like, you can't play every game the same way, because every AD carry is not the same. So it's good to have guidelines, but at the same time, you know, you have to be able to adapt to, like, what your team's doing. Yeah, just get out of there, dude. Okay. Good God, this singed. Alright, finally we have the top lane that's like 6-0. It does circle back around, you just have to be patient. Anytime you have an 0-6 top lane, there will be a time when the enemy team will have the 0-6 top lane, and this is that time, so don't feel bad about it. That's just how it works. Dude, who cares about these kills? Just get this tower, man. Yeah, Shyvana wants those dragons. You already know. The extra attack speed actually is really, really nice on Shyvana because she usually gets a lot of on-hit stuff. So, I mean, Lulu's a pretty good pick here. I still think Janna would have been better, but Lulu is still pretty nice. Like, the biggest knock to Lulu if you want to learn how to play her is just that she's just really hard to play. Like, she doesn't have a lot of skill shots that are very demanding. You know, a lot of her stuff is point click, but just knowing what to do in different situations can be tricky. And just getting the click correct. You know, if there's an assassin right on top of your AD carry, and you accidentally speed up your AD carry instead of, I'm gonna go ahead and get this. You accidentally speed up your AD carry instead of polymorphing the assassin, that's a really big oops. So you have to make sure that you click things correctly with her, so... Or if you accidentally do damage to their AD carry instead of shielding your ally, that can be a hard thing too. So she has two things that are really easy to misclick. And her decision making is pretty tough. Yeah, Shyvana's okay. I don't mind Shyvana. I think there are worse picks. I think there are better picks, but I also think there are worse picks. She's very, very good at taking up dragons. It's definitely a perk. Okay, well at least this guy's going Essence Reaver. I'll give him props for that. Yeah, there's just no reason to show here. I guess there's 5 tops. We can just go ahead and push. Dude, get up here. Quit being cute. They're all top. We see them all top. Oh, now here's Fizz. We got it. Time to go. Oh, he just used his thing. I could have redemption in there somewhere too. Oh, vision. Oh, there's a vision ward somewhere. Or are you saying I should put a vision ward somewhere? I'm not sure. I'll have to look later. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get this. I'm going to sell this, that, and I'm going to go ahead and get this. I need to get more pink wards. I don't even think I bought one this game, unfortunately. Every time I'm back, I just barely have enough for like a key item. I should have probably bought a couple instead of this cloth armor, but we've been dominating the map so hard anyways that the vision wards are not as crucial maybe as... Wow, what? Yeah, I saw it. I definitely saw it. No, you missed, man. Hey, thanks, Adam. Yeah, we've been steadily growing in viewers. We're gaining a pretty decent following, I think. I think people are... I know I have Zyra fans, but I think people are also excited to see me play something other than Zyra. No. Too late. I just play whatever wins. Yeah, he's probably... Yeah, he's dead. He's dead. Hopefully... I don't think they can Baron off of that without Jax. Fizz is on a killing spree. No, he's just getting wolves. Or raptors or whatever. Right, I might as well just get a third one. I'm going to be using a lot of these. Try to set up around Baron and Dragon. Okay, Jax does have TP. Okay, gotcha, Tom. Yeah, my bad. I must have been looking off screen or something. Yeah, let's Singe zone. Yeah, Shyvana just tears it up with my Lulu stuff on her. With that Stalkers. I mean, we're just murder Baron. Singe doesn't have TP. Shit. Yeah, I goofed it up. I think I did. Yeah, I mean, I tried to W Fizz, and it didn't W him after he landed, so I must have sped up the... sped up whoever was about to die. It sucked. Sometimes if characters are overlapping, I'm not even sure what the criteria is to figure out what it targets, but I clicked like right on Fizz. I feel like I did. So that's one thing. I mean, it's easy to goof that up as Lulu, and that was key. Like, if I actually W'd that Fizz there, I think the first person... I've got ult. If Shaco shows up out of like over here or something. Yeah, he's right there waiting on me. Both of them are waiting in that bush. What the? Seriously? Oh god. So many boxes. Damn it. Crap. I should have known he was going to do that crap. I should have backed up more. I thought he was going to try to hop away. Yeah, I should have just stayed back a lot further. Dude, get this. Don't chase the support. Okay.
Nosy dewdrop.
An enemy,
Yeah, I should have exhausted Fizz. I mean, the problem was I couldn't get close enough to him to start with.
an enemy has been slain.
Because he was going to kill me. I had, like, no health after the Shaco tried to backstab me. And he did Zhonya's. I should have just stayed out of his range after he Zhonya's, and I should have just waited. Like, if I get close enough to where I can exhaust once he gets out of Zhonya's, then he's going to kill me through the exhaust. He does enough damage. I only had, like, 200 or 300 health left. No, 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 no. No, they're coming, bro. Hmm. No, they're gonna catch him. He's not gonna be able to run from Fizz for long enough. He's leading him right to Baron, though, but Shaco's not really following. He should have just died faster. Just die. Just turn around and die, and then just spawn faster, so that we have more time to set up for Baron. So let's go for this. Lucian's reckless. He's doing okay, sort of, kind of, but... Okay, did they get... No, we got the, Infernal also. Yeah, that double Mountain plus Shyvana. Shyvana, I think, does 10% extra damage to monsters. I'm not 100% about that, but I think she does. Does 10% extra true damage to neutral monsters. Or, like, epic monsters or something like that. It might just be dragons, but I think it's all epic monsters. She's like the... and she usually gets Blood Razor. And Blade of the Ruined King all the time. So she's one of the, queens of, objective queens. We need to... Yeah, we need to just chill. We're too far split up. If Jax goes in, I need to W either the Jax or the Fizz. I tried to flash to kill him at the end. Yeah, there's probably some flaming going on the enemy team. I wouldn't be surprised. I should have probably exhausted Jax when he killed Shaco up top instead of trying to W the Shaco. I don't know. It's tough to say. Hey, what's up, Fat Carpenter? So tomorrow I'm gonna go hang out with my friends late at night, but I might do like an early stream. I'll think about it, like maybe start at 6 p.m. or something. Maybe do like an early stream. I'll talk about it at the end of the stream. People can let me know how they feel, but I'm going to go hang out with some of my real life friends tomorrow, probably around like 10 or 10:30 or something. So I could try to do an early stream, and then that way I get a good stream in. The turnout probably won't be the same because people just won't expect it, but I really need to promote my Twitter more, so then I can tweet whenever I release new videos, or if I'm going to be like late for a stream or something. You okay, Ricardo? What's up, Ricardo? Did Ricardo say something unusual? Maybe, Fote. That's an interesting thought. I don't know. I just probably need to click more precisely. Hey, Thryab. I think the best in the jungle is Graves. Hands down, 100% Graves is the best in the jungle. But the question is, since Graves is always banned, who's second best in the jungle? There's a lot of stuff that's pretty good. I think it's definitely the picks have opened up quite a lot. I feel like Rengar's still pretty good in the jungle. I think Gragas is becoming a lot better because of the nerfs to other people. I think Gragas is actually okay in the jungle. I think Hecarim's still really good in the jungle. So yeah, that's what I'd probably say. Graves, Rengar, Hecarim, Gragas, maybe in that order. Gragas. Hey, what's up, Meek? The real life thing. I am your real life friends. You all are real and you're in my life. But I need to, like, every now and then I need to get out of my house, you know, and go hang out with people and play video games at their house, you know. But these guys are really cool, and I feel bad because I just haven't hung out with them that much in the last few months or so. One of them watches the stream pretty frequently. Really cool guy. I met him before the stream, though. Like, just to be clear, I'd known him for a couple of years before the stream. I met these guys back when I was making my revival to Magic the Gathering, like in 2014, I guess. Just didn't seem that long ago, but it's starting to get that way. I hadn't played Magic since 2000 or something like that, like 14 years. And I was just coming back to the game at the local card shop, and it was a lot of fun. And these guys were some of the first people that I talked with, and they were just super cool, very chill with my old ass coming in there, trying to get back into it and play. I was pretty good at. I mean, I was on one Pro Tour back when I was 16, Pro Tour Chicago '99. So I was pretty decent when I came back, but I was a bit, you know. I was a bit older. I just didn't know a lot of people at the card shop, and these guys are super friendly and cool, and I met up with them, and we just hang out and chill. And then one night, you know, one of them was like, "Hey, we get people together over on Sundays. You want to come hang out?" And I'm like, "Sure." So it's a lot of fun. I think most of them are about like 22 or 23, so I'm like the token old guy. You know, I'm not really that old, I don't guess, but I'm older than they are. That comes and hangs out, and it's a lot of fun. I do like hanging out with younger people because it makes me feel, you know, young again too. Doing stuff. I mean, a lot of my friends, I just don't have a lot of friends in Ohio. A lot of my friends are back home. I haven't really gone out of my way to, and on campus. Like, I do have friends, but they're on campus and they're like 45 minutes away, and they're like grad school friends, and, you know, they're cool and everything, but it is. I think it's invigorating to hang out with some younger people sometimes too, in addition to my people that I've known for a long time from grade school. Just a different type of crowds. It's fun. That's one of the reasons that I really like teaching too. Teaching college is, you know, I just like to see the excitement, the hope, and just all the, you know, the fun of being, you know, being young, being in the, you know, late teens, early 20s. It's an exciting time, and it's contagious, you know. I think it's a good time. It's a lot of fun, and I like, you know, I like interacting with students in that way. Not going out and partying with them and stuff like that, but, you know, just in some ways, like, just getting that energy that they have sometimes. Zillion support will make a comeback in the meta. Well, I don't think he's ever been here, so I don't know if he'll come back or not, but as far as, like, will he be super good? Yeah, I gotta go Janna here. I will try to get a Zyra game in. I do have a lot of Zyra VODs saved that I'll release, but
is at your command.
The problem is, like, it's hard to get a hold of Ezreal actually with Zyra. Like, Ezreal's actually pretty good against Zyra. You know, Ezreal does have his good moments, but he can play so far back that it's hard to catch him out. I'm not going to be able to blow up Warwick. I'm not going to be able to blow up Lissandra probably. Lulu maybe sort of kind of I can blow her up. But it's just hard. There just aren't good targets. And Lucian's burst is just not the same as something like a You know, a Varus arrow falling up. I don't know, Jose. There's always a few people. I'm just not their cup of tea. I'm too calm, or I'm too, Oh, am I playing with the same ADC? You do start to run into the same people over and over again. I'm just not, there's just, you know, some people will just come in, they don't like my hair, they don't like that I'm not, like, memeing enough. Or they got confused and they're just mad that I play support all the time. They didn't read the title of the thing. I don't know. It's fine. But I do think that, I do think I have a pretty good ratio of likes to dislikes, so I don't sweat it too much. I do wish everyone would like it, but, you know, it's the internet. Over 1,000 people, like, usually I get about 2,000 views on the streams over time. You know, you're just not going to make all 2,000 people happy. There's going to be somebody that wishes I would play something else that I just don't play or whatever.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
What's up, Anthony? I teach persuasive writing and 19th century British literature at a major American university in the United States, in Southern Ohio. So yeah, I'm a teacher of sorts, but a university teacher. I'm the kind of teacher that gets paid less than a high school teacher and has about, 8 more years of higher education. There's nothing wrong with high school teachers. Sometimes I wish I'd done that. I could still go and do that if I want to, but I like the freedom of being able to teach the way that I want to teach and teach the material that I teach in college. Well, I never was a one-trick Zyra. I just played a lot of Zyra for like 2 months because that's what was really good. I just play whatever's good. Now, I will play more Zyra, it's just a lot more limited. It's just not going to be Zyra every pick. Like, the most common picks on this patch are probably going to be Janna and Lulu. But I will try to get Zyra in there. I will try to get Tom Kinch in there.
With ease.
I might still go into high school teaching if I need the money. How often do you hear that? But it's sad, but it's true. Most people that teach, I'd say like 80% of the people who teach universities, at major universities, are adjuncts or lecturers, and they make less and have no benefits compared to high school teachers, which is crazy. Like, no one gets that, but I don't want to go. I've gone off on that side story a lot of times before. I'm cool with it. You know, I don't want to complain about it. I enjoy what I do. I've never really cared that much for money. Money's nice, but that's not my primary motivation for most things that I do. I'm a man of simple tastes. We just have too many minions. Like, we shouldn't be trading like that. Okay. I'm glad you're cool with that, Valender. I do still have a lot of Zyra VODs, so I'm still going to keep releasing content of her, even if I can't play her every stream. I'd say there's a good chance most streams. I mean, if I get a Jhin on my team, if anyone ever plays that champion again, or a Varus or something, or a Misfortune, then I'll play Zyra. Tenured. Okay, so if you're actually interested, okay, I'll go into it since a couple of people were curious about how this works. So, and I just know it, like, the science side of it, I think is a bit better because you have more industry options. Like, you can go work for a lab somewhere or whatever. So science is a little bit better, and the process is a bit faster in sciences to get a PhD. But basically, in the humanities, you of course get your standard undergraduate degree. in English, for example. And then typically you have to go get a master's degree after that. You have to go get a master's after that. And my master's program accepted 16 of 200 applicants. That's about an 8% acceptance rate. It's 2 years. You have to write a big thesis at the end, take a huge test, take 2 years worth of hard coursework, and also teach classes while you go there. But it's free, typically, so you don't have to pay anything for it. So that's nice. It's just really competitive to get, and you don't really get a lot of money out of it. With a master's degree in something like English, you basically can't do anything. You can maybe teach at a community college and make, you know, like $15,000 a year, maybe, if you're lucky. But typically you have to go get a PhD if you want to have any chance at teaching at a major university. So to get a PhD, you apply to that. My PhD program took 4 literature students out of about 200 applicants. So, you know, now you're talking about a 2% acceptance rate. And then you have to take a bunch of classes, take a crazy test, and then write a book at the end, the dissertation, people call it. After you finish that, then you can actually get a job at a major university where you might make 30 grand, maybe, if it's a nice one. But those positions might be full, so you might still have to take the $15,000 a year gig. Now, if you want to actually be in the money, then you have to try to get a bunch of articles published, do a ton of research on top of that, and apply for tenure track positions, which is what I think Blake alluded to a second ago.
As you wish.
If you do a tenure position, that's basically like a union, sort of, if you get into the tenure. So you apply for tenure positions. There's a very small amount of these that open up every year. And you have to go to a bunch of special conferences, you know, rub the right shoulders. It's a lot of politics involved in this. You have to publish a lot of stuff, which is often very political as well. And, like, one position will open up in some, like, really obscure place most of the time. Like, well, I don't want to insult if anyone, like, lives in these places. But let's just say, like, I don't know, University of Bismarck, North Dakota, or something like that. Because not only you have to have a degree in, like, your specialty has to match the specialty they're asking for. So if you're 19th century British literature like me, you can only apply for 19th century British literature positions. And maybe like 5 of those will open up every year or something like that. And you'll have like 500 people at least that apply for these, depending on your field. If it's like 20th century literature, you know, you're going to be competing with over 1,000 people. One person gets it. One person gets it. And these departments are kind of dying out too, so they're just not replacing a lot of faculty. They're just offering less of those classes. Like Miami University, there's only one 19th century person there, and they only offer one like entry-level 19th century Brit Lit class, like one per semester. Last semester they didn't offer any. He's gone. Wow, he held his ult for a really long time. So anyways, you apply for tenure. You just might get it if you're one of the lucky people, or not one of, like, the lucky person that gets it. He could have totally gone and killed her. What the hell? Like, Lee? What? She's only level 5. Shouldn't even have her ult. And then the fun doesn't stop there. After you get that, then you are an assistant professor. So that means that you basically go on the clock. You have 3 years to publish a book or you're fired. So you have to teach 3 classes per semester in addition to do all this other stuff, serve on all these committees. Just, it's a 3-ring circus. And you're on the clock. You have 3 years to publish a book or you're fired. If you do get the book published, then you'll be under review and they'll think about it. And then, so you're going to be making probably about $60,000. 50 or 60, depending on the school, if you're an assistant for those 3 years. If you make it, then you get associate professor, and then you're in. Then you're, like, it's almost impossible to fire you. You get the position for life. You get benefits. You probably make, like, $70,000. That's good. That's where you're in. And the master's plus PhD is typically about 7 years. And then assistant to associate's about another 3. So you're looking at 10 years past undergrad, and then you're finally maybe in. You're maybe in the secret club. And then eventually you can get full professorship, but this is a mythical position that really just doesn't even exist anymore unless you're over the age of like 50. They just don't offer that to anyone anymore. But that's where you get the $100,000, teach 1 class per semester, and live the dream. But that technically requires being an associate professor for an additional like 5 to 7 years and publishing a ton of books and like I don't know, being the president of the university's like nephew or something. Like, I mean, it's just not happening most of the time. I have not published a book. Yeah, I'm not. So just to be clear here, I call myself the strategy professor, and I do teach university students, but I'm one of those lower tier people. I'm one of the gutter people that, you know, makes $16,000 a year to teach college classes. And I'm still finishing my dissertation, so I haven't finished it yet. So I'm a 5th year PhD. That's a part-time lecturer right now. So yeah, I'm part of the untouchables in academia. Which, I mean, the system used to be good in the sense that, you know, tenure was created so that professors could actually speak out against authority and, like, present a bunch of new, innovative ideas and not worry about getting fired. Yeah, you're probably about to get out. I'm out of here, man. It's time to go. So yeah, it was invented for a noble cause, but over time, the wages of the kind of the lower level adjunct factory. So it used to be like 80% of people had tenure back in, you know, back in the 70s. And then they had like 20% adjuncts, which it was really intended to be like a part-time position for professionals mostly. So like retired people or people who are like teaching art classes or something that had been like museum curators or something. Just people that didn't have a high degree of education, but that were teaching like, they needed to fill just some holes in there, right? So it was meant as like a temporary stopgap. But college has become ubiquitous for everybody, just about. Like, they try to market it to everyone, and attendance rates have skyrocketed. So they just don't have enough. Oh, God. Well, he went ham when I was clearing a ward. If I would have got that shield off, we would have killed him. Well, no, he missed it. So now it's flipped, and now it's 80% adjuncts lectures, and only 20% are tenured. So, anyways, it's a long, complicated process, but I don't even remember why or how I got off on that. So, sorry if you're not interested in that. I'll get back to talking about League, but it is a little-known fact that most people... Like I said, I would, you know, obviously I still do it. I enjoy it because I don't care about money, and I just really like teaching and helping people succeed, but... Oh, no, there's no way I'm taking it all the way. I'm not, because you have to be willing to go anywhere and do anything, basically, if you want to be tenured. Damn it. Well, I could have exhausted while I was polymorphed, I think. I didn't think he was going to flash into me like that. Can they get the tower? I guess they can get the tower. That's fine. No, they can't get it because it's going to be a teleport. It's a Renekton. That's really dangerous.
Swiftly.
Yeah, I should have popped my biscuits too. I don't remember if I had some ticking or not. I don't think I did. I'm just talking a lot. Hey, thanks, Tom. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I, you know, I like to pull in some real life stuff sometimes, or just talk some philosophy or whatever. But yeah, a lot of people just don't know the difference. I mean, really, I think that adjuncts, honestly, like if you're thinking about like the people who get exploited the most in the country relative to their how competitive something is, relative to their pay, and relative to like the amount of time that it takes to get that degree to be qualified. I mean, it's harder. Like it's hard to draw that up, right? Like to make less than most entry-level jobs for something that requires 11 years beyond high school of extremely competitive, challenging like work. Ah, damn it! I didn't know 4 of them were there. And it's gonna matter. I mean, pretty soon, just no one's gonna do it. Like I said, I like doing it, but I'm weird. I'm very rare. Like. People love it, but, you know, most people who are doing it, like, you've got to be willing to just die cold and alone in your car if that's what you want to do. Like, there are literally adjuncts that live out of their car that teach university classes. Just, like, take showers at the gym or something. Like the university gym. And that's just not sustainable if you want a really high-quality education for the young people, because just no one's going to do it. Like, it's already becoming a huge problem. Like, I have plenty of friends that have PhDs that just go into other fields. They want to be a chef, or they just go into farming or something, just random stuff. But pretty soon they just can't take it. It's like, I'm tired of being poor. Fortunately, my wife makes pretty good money. And we're both extremely cheap. So we make it happen, but it's going to be a problem. If we really want people to go to college... And another thing, like, just, relative to how much they're charging kids for school, too. I mean, you have tuition going up 10% per year, and you're getting worse and worse faculty a lot of the time. Because you just can't, like, pay the good, smart people. They'll just go to another industry a lot of times. It's tough. I mean, if you add up how much students pay to attend my class, I did this one time, I get a 5% cut of that. The university gets 95% of the money that a student pays to attend just my class. I get a 5% cut. And so I don't know, like, what kind of exploitation that is, but it's massive. I mean, I think the payroll on places like McDonald's or any restaurant, like the labor costs more than 5% a lot of times. I mean, I'm not an expert in that, but I would venture to guess that the labor costs more in most industries, except maybe for serving, like in a restaurant, because you only get paid $2.13 an hour in a restaurant for serving. And then the rest is in tips. So unless it's like a tip job, anything that gets paid like minimum wage, the labor cost is going to be higher than 5%. Sort of, yeah. I just had to peel people back, but I probably shouldn't have channeled it. It was a bad situation. We just didn't have enough vision to fight there. Yeah, it's not most of the work. It's like 100%. Like, all they're doing is bringing the students there. I don't know. I gotta leave. Just, I don't know how Lucian died or where. Oh, he died middle. But, I mean, it is what it is. like I said, I do it because it's sad. It's the only place where you really have a lot of pedagogical freedom, where you can teach people the way that you think they want to be educated. If high schools wouldn't emphasize standardized tests so much and you really got to educate people instead of teach them how to take a test, then I would gladly do high school. But that's just not what I would want to do. I'm not sure if this is the same Singed. It might be. He's building very, very differently this game than he was last game. Maybe the matchup's different.
An ally has been slain.
Probably Adam. Yeah, I think almost every other country treats its educators better than the United States. That's from what I hear, at least. But... Nah, the government actually does regulate a lot of it through the Pell Grants. I mean, they're the ones that, like, most students get some kind of grant funding, and a lot of it's through the government. Ooh, they might get Baron off of that. Yeah, that's gonna be bad. I'm just trying to stall. I don't think I can get him. Oh, this guy's just getting baited too hard. I've got to... What? I don't think there needs to be any extra government regulation or whatever. I think that people, like... I don't know. I'm not sure the solution. Just pay people. Like, they're going to have to. The market's going to take care of itself, but it's going to be sad because it's not going to regulate itself until it's too late. Probably, when there's just not people that are willing to do anything. Like I said, I think the sciences are better. But it'll regulate itself. I think that college is going to restructure a lot in the next 10 years because there's so many problems with it right now. Like, students can't afford it anymore. Educators can't afford it anymore because they're not getting paid any kind of reasonable wage. Like, I'd literally make more money right now if I like went and worked at McDonald's or Walmart. Like, not even, that's not metaphorical. That's literal. And you just have to kind of be crazy to like go into education at the college level. And students just aren't going to be willing to pay. Like, where does it stop? The 10% a year. Like, a state school, students just can't afford to pay what will become like $30,000. So I think trade schools are going to be a lot better. I think that schools that, like, technical schools that teach you how to do computing, programming, stuff like that are going to be a lot bigger. Things like plumbing or like machine maintenance and stuff like that. Like, just trades are going to be bigger. I think there's going to be a big emphasis on trades. Oh, God. Okay. Crap, I'm going to have to... Oh. I should have put that over there more. I put it too far. I aimed that wrong. Okay, Lee got somebody. So yeah, I think it's going to be restructured. Yeah, I think they're going to branch off and do things like you can go to school for engineering and things like that. Like the liberal arts education that they're talking about now, I think that's not going to work for a lot of people. Because something has to give. Either schools have to restructure, they have to drop the prices. You know, something's got to give. Well, I don't want to get too political. I don't think it, honestly, I don't think it has anything to do with Barack Obama or Trump or anyone else for that, like, that's a politician. I think it's because schools have become commodified. Like, it's all about making money at schools. Like, schools spend so much time building, like, killer cafeterias, and they have, like, spas, and basically students are staying in these palaces. And it's become like a style of life more so than about education. It's like you get this basically a 4-year vacation that's like really cool, and maybe you learn something along the way, but I don't know. The paradigm has definitely shifted. It's just pricing a lot of people out. God, this is messy. No, don't go into her. This Lucian keeps dashing forward. Like, Singe is going all in on the Warwick. I don't get it. Seriously? Lucian, buddy? He gets to flash and E forward? Does he seriously get out of this? I hope my redemption just came up. I think it did. If it was up there the whole time, then that's bad. I just need to focus up. Yeah, I mean, Janna's shields on towers help a lot. A lot. I mean, it basically gives the tower like over 10% extra health every time you do it. If they eat through the whole shield. Which, I mean, they're going to eat through it, but, I mean, sometimes it doesn't really matter that much, but sometimes it does. Like, there's been plenty of times where I've held the tower long enough for someone to just keep wanting to get it, and then they get baited and die. I haven't really kept up. I'm not really sure what's up with the Ghost in the Shell. No, this is not the same guy. Like, it's the same comp, but I don't think it's the same guy. Like, he's building completely different items. This guy's building the garbage Blade the Ruined King build, and the other guy built the semi-respectable Essence Reaver build. Blade build is just garbage, I think. And this Cinch is not nearly as good. He's getting much, much worse items. Like, the other Cinch was getting a lot of AP. I don't think, unless they're just like, we're trolling this game, we're going to get awful items. Like, the other Cinch actually got a lot of AP items that were good. This Cinch is getting, like, ZZ Rot Portal and Righteous Glory. And he's, like, running for the Warwick instead of the Ezreal. Alright, so I guess he's just AFK Dunzo. That's alright, we had one game to win. We just need to make sure we win the next one. It's actually way worse in your promos to win your first one and lose your next two, because then you're going to be down. It's going to take 2 more games to get in your promo. Whereas if you lose your first one, win your next one, and then lose your last one, that's only going to take 1 more game to get in your promos. Because you don't get anything extra for that win on the first one. You're still at 100 LP no matter what, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it discounts you LP. We'll see how much I lose off of this. If I only lose like 5 or something, then it might be worth. Yeah, I would definitely recommend Janna. Janna's one of the best supports. It's like Janna, Lulu, and Zyra. I think are the 3 best right now. I mean, you could be not sure, but I mean, I've got tier lists every patch that explain why she's so good. And she almost always, historically, she almost always has one of the highest win rates. I have personally have a 57% win rate with her. She's extremely safe, and her shield is extremely powerful. And I have a guide about it if you want to know like just how powerful her shield is. It's really, really strong. It's one of the best support abilities in the whole game. I'm going to try to hold base. It's going to be hard, though. Yeah, I feel like they're all about to die. Well, 4v2 and they lose, so... I mean, I want Heimerdinger to be a thing. I've tried to theorize. He seems like he should be a support. But the problem is his cooldowns are really high and his mana costs are really high. That's his deal. Okay, I actually didn't lose LP off of that, so scratch what I said before. It doesn't matter which order you win or lose games in. So if we lose this one, it'll just take 1 more to get back in. I'm gonna wait a second so we don't get those same people in there. I mean, let me look up Dinger real quick. His pretty low base mana regen, which means he's gonna have a problem with mana. Because then whenever you get like a Fairy Charm, it's only gonna give you 1.5 extra mana. Per 5, whereas someone like Janna has 12, basically 12 base mana regen, which means she's going to get 3. So she's going to get double the benefit of Fairy Charms than he will early on. So that's not inconsequential for a caster mage. Like, the base mana regen is pretty important. Now this is reasonable. I mean, his turrets themselves are pretty good. They have a pretty long recharge time, and they do some decent damage. The problem is also, if you use them in lane, though, they can take CS or make it hard for your AD carry to CS. This is where we start getting into problems. So Hextech Rocket is 70 mana cost at level 1. You know, up to 120 damage if you hit him with all 5. And it is a lot of damage. It's like, okay, you know, AP scaling, because I think it's half damage, right?